Welcome back to the All Things Everything podcast presented by Gulf Coast Smoke. My name is Alonzo.
And I'm Sabrina.
I said it was episode 17. It was actually episode 16. We wanted to talk about a lot of different things with the end of the year coming up. We have just a few more days left in 2023. We kind of wanted to recap on how things went for us. We want to recap on our competition that we just had. That video is coming up very soon. Hopefully within the next couple of days. We're trying to get it out before the end of 2023. Next week, we hope to have the champion of that video on the podcast here in person because, well, we just want them here in person. So we're trying to work that out. So hopefully things do work out. If not, we'll work on a different guest or we'll work on doing it together again. So it's been a busy few days. We had family Christmas parties. We had daughter's birthday. We had Christmas. We had a few days to just relax. We didn't post any content this week, which is okay with us. We have a really solid plan, we think, going forward for 2024 where we don't miss, I don't want to say any weeks, but we don't miss as much time as we did this year, which I still think we did great. I think we put out a lot of content.
For sure.
But we do want to have a plan moving forward, and that's kind of been what you and I have been talking about. Just making sure that we understand what we're trying to do next year. So we want to hit the emails hard again. We want to make sure people know when we're posting content, whether that be through all of our social media platforms or whether it be through email blasting, text blasting, stuff like that. And then, of course, we just want to try and do good content. So as I always ask people in the comments in any of our social media platforms, man, let us know what you want us to cook. Because it is hard. It's for sure hard to continuously think about what do I need to do? What do I need to cook? I think that the beginning of 2024 for me is a time where I think that we really should start putting out these tell-all videos for our recipes, for our ribs, for all of that stuff. And I know that that's kind of crazy to do, but I think we're leaning towards that. I think we need to do that. We're kind of putting ourselves out there and trying to help these people. Well, let's take it to the next level. Let's give them some actual recipes. Now, maybe we don't give them the exact recipe, and I'll be flat out open with you right now. Maybe we won't, but we'll give you a recipe that we have used in competition that has worked before, right? So I don't know if we'll give you our exact recipe right now, but we'll give you some sort of something, and something that we have walked with, because we have changed our recipes a little bit. We'll give you something we've walked with. We're just trying to work on that. And it's hard because the last thing we want to do is give out too much information because we have gotten a lot of help along the way. So I'm going to talk to a couple of my mentors, Mr. Bill Purvis, Phil Breeden, Rini, Kevin, and say, hey, look, you guys have helped me, not necessarily with recipes, but with techniques. What are you okay with me showing? What are you okay with me not showing? Because I do owe a lot to those guys. So I do want to flat out put this out there. 2023 was a great year for us, competition-wise. I mean, you'd agree, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this was our first full year competing, and I think it really grew way more than we thought it would when we first started. Yeah. Because what was our first competition of the year was, February?
No, it was in March. It was in Sinton. In March in Sinton.
Right.
And I don't think it went that bad. I don't think it went great, but it didn't go that bad. And then the second competition, we hit a first place brisket. And that started it all. It was like, oh, that was a rush. That was a major rush.
Right.
And so, it's been great. It's been a great year, but I could not have done it alone, right? Number one, I have you. Number one, I have you. Number two, I have my dad. Number three, we have the kids with us. And believe it or not, the kids being there, although it is crazy, it feels almost normal.
For sure.
The monstrosity going around everywhere, Alonzo going everywhere, the kids crying, the kids falling, hurting themselves. Like, it just feels normal having them there.
It's all part of it. I mean, we've had a few competitions where they were not there or they left halfway through. Yeah. And this was in the very begining.
Didn't feel right.
I wasn't as involved, right? So, I had the time to go take them to mom and dad's or something. So I specifically remember that one competition. They
didn't go to at all?
Yeah, and we're like, no, this did not feel right. Or Penelope went, but the other two stayed behind. And it didn't feel the same. No,
it didn't. It doesn't feel good. And you and I have always been the parents, which whatever you guys do as parents, that's your business. As parents, the way we are is we take our kids everywhere. They are our responsibility and nobody else's. So, yeah, we've put a lot of stuff on the back burner, like date nights and going out of town and flying to different areas. We've put that on the back burner for a little bit. We know our time's coming. Our kids are with us all day, every day, and we want that. I love our kids so much. But back to what I was saying, first and foremost, shout out to you. In the beginning, you definitely were not very involved. Not that you weren't very involved, but like you weren't very involved. I was out there pretty much cooking alone, doing everything alone. All the recipes were my own, whatever. And I was doing pretty good, but I didn't really level up until you did start helping me. You took a lot of pressure off of me, whether it be making the wraps, reminding me that I forgot something. Because again, in the beginning, I was out there doing everything alone. Right. And so I was able to really relax and focus on cooking when you stepped in and started helping. So Dad also stepped up a lot. He started cleaning a lot for us. So like as we're making dirty dishes, he's cleaning them up the whole time. And then he's taking care of the kids. And he's, we were out of town in Hempstead, and he like drove the kid to Buc-ee's 30-something minutes away because it was really, really hot that day.
Right.
And he just got him in the AC, took him to Buc-ee's. I don't know what he spent, but he probably spent a couple $100 because you know how our kids are, and just being the most supportive person in the world. So, I mean, shout out to you, shout out to Dad, shout out to the kids. I know that maybe one day they'll listen back on this, but they need to know that they are an important part of our success, just as much as you and I are. And then I have to move on to my friends, right? So, like, Chance has been there a lot. Travis has been there a lot. Luke's been there a little bit. Sid, I mean, all of my friends, just thanks for being there. They would show up to the events and hang out and everything. And then moving on to my barbecue homies, like Bill, Phil, Renee, Kevin, Bobby, Louie. All of these guys helped me so much. And it might have been something small that they said, but it just kind of set off a little trigger in my head. I mean, how many times did I would just randomly call you or text you or say like, hey, I want to try this. I want to do this instead of this. Like,
oh, yeah.
It happened a lot because my mind was consistently thinking about competition barbecue because I was consistently talking to people about competition barbecue. And again, it's not like they would say, hey, try ABC rub or ABC sauce. That's not what they were saying. They would just say something that kind of made me start thinking about barbecue a different way. And then I would do something different. Another big person, Mark Williams. I've said it before on the podcast. I'll say it again. Mark Williams thinks about barbecue. That's Swine Life Barbecue for you guys that don't know him as Mark Williams. He thinks about barbecue in a completely different way than I ever did. And I'm always really, really, I try and think about what I'm saying because I don't want to say too much, but he really has a great perspective on barbecue. And the way he thinks about proteins and the flavors that pair with proteins is unlike something that I did until he talked to me about it. So then I started thinking about it, what pairs well, what does well, and just shout out to Mark. Shout out to all those guys. Bill Purvis. If I had to give like the main guys that helped me so much, it's definitely those guys. Kevin Hernandez, Mark Williams, Bill Purvis, Renee Gonzalez. I mean, just over the top. Did I say Bill Purvis? Did I say Phil Breeden? I mean,
initially, yes, you did.
Yeah, so Phil Breeden. Just if LC Barbecue, Chicken Fried Barbecue, My Pits Are Burning, Gonzalez Family Barbecue, and Swine Life Barbecue, these guys helped me so much. It's unreal. Actually, RG3 as well, RG3 Smokers from Taft, our buddy right up the road. Just being able to talk to people about barbecue elevates you to the next level. So kind of back to our accolades. We had multiple first places in brisket, in ribs. I think we had more first places in ribs than anything, right?
Yeah, man, we should have made a list.
Yeah, we should have made a list, but we had multiple first places in ribs for sure. At least 4 or 5.
Yeah, I would say
because we had 2 in a row. It was 4 or 5, and then I think 3 first place briskets, maybe.
I would say so.
Man, I don't know. I hate to say it like that. Like I'm not trying to sound cocky, but we competed a lot, and thankfully, we got a lot of trophies. So that's kind of why we wanted to talk about it. It was a successful 2023.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about where we started, I mean, we just started doing IBCAs, right? And we ended the year doing mostly CBAs.
Yep.
You know, so we went
with a KCBS in there as well.
Right. So we went from initially just chicken, brisket, ribs to, you know, and I remember the first time we practiced pork at the house and just how different our pork is now. But to go from that, just those 3 categories, into competing into 4 and ending the year with a perfect a perfect first place pork. I mean, the year went by fast, but when you actually sit down and think about it, I mean, so much happened. For
sure. And I mean, I know, like, I can kind of attest to that the first time we practiced that pork and we were really trying to get into it, do you remember we were practicing pork with like apple soda? Mm-hmm. And from what
ribs with apple soda,
pork with apple soda, from what we were then, from that recipe to what we are now, night and day.
Right.
Night and day. We've consistently been using LC's products as injections. We've switched up liquids. We've used high pH water. We've used regular water. We've used a bunch of different stuff. And then to kind of see where we were then to where we are now, it's night and day. Yeah. And the other thing that's crazy about competition barbecue is just how similar yet so far apart everybody's recipes are.
Right.
You feel like you're doing something groundbreaking, and you're really not. I hate to say it, because you think like, oh, I'm using this broth in my injection. So is that guy.
Yeah.
And that guy, and that guy, and that guy.
Right.
And that guy. You're not really doing anything crazy. The flavors are very important, but it's all about cooking it to perfection. And it really is. Yeah. And we learned that really, really, I don't want to say quickly, but we did learn it. Because I remember, and I know you remember too, when we started realizing that our ribs were going to hit was when we would bite them before even saucing them. There was multiple times where we'd take a bite of the rib and we would both look at each other like, that's the rib.
Right.
And the flavor was nothing compared to what we finished.
Yeah.
So we knew that the ribs were delicious because of the tenderness of them. The way you cook everything is so much more important. Is there moisture? Is it tender? So important. And I think that that's something that, yes, the flavor does matter. Of course, you don't want to have a pound of pepper on something and it's disgusting, or too much salt. You want something balanced, great flavor, a lot of moisture. Just a juicy piece of tender meat in your mouth, and that's it.
Well, and that's like, I mean, when we talk about seasonings, right? There's so many different ones to choose from. A lot of them are very similar. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it could just be one thing that they could all have the same ingredients, but, you know, that one thing makes them a little bit different. But there's so many, and they're all good in their own ways, right? And that, just like competition barbecue recipes, there's so many, and they're all going or can be good.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what makes your barbecue different from somebody else's? Because you already know the flavor is going to be slightly different.
Yes.
It's the way that it's cooked.
For sure.
And that makes a huge difference on, you know, being at the bottom to the top.
Yeah, and I think that thankfully we haven't seen too much of the bottom, but we did toward the end of the season. We had a couple bad comps where, you know, I think we will openly admit it. We overthought things and didn't do things the same way. And like I told you guys in a podcast a couple episodes back, I was actually noticing myself by rewatching our old footage that I was doing things differently without even thinking. So that, to me, is a preparation issue. Not realizing that, hey, you didn't put sugar in the raw on the bottom when you hit a first place rib. You only put it on the top. And look what happened at the last competition.
Right.
We hit a first place rib, 199.28, almost a perfect score.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that that's just going to happen every time, but when you can be consistent, you at least know what you're doing. So like, I was thinking I was doing the same thing, but I wasn't. So that's a preparation thing. That's a taking notes thing. That's a reading over your notes thing. Competition barbecue, if you really want to do well consistently, you absolutely 100% have to study your own material, others' material. You have to go and, hey, what's going on, Bill? Let me get a bite of your ribs. Assess that rib in your head. If he's hitting first place ribs all the time, man, his tenderness is on point. I need to work on my tenderness. come home, cook some ribs, get your tenderness down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kevin, let me taste the chicken. Oh, man, the flavor is just impeccable. I need to work on my flavor. My flavor is nothing like Kevin's. You know, Rini puts out one of the best chickens I've ever had, and I think that his chicken is so good because, man, it just the texture, the tenderness, and everything is just on point. And he cooks it. Well, I'm not going to say how he cooks it because that's his business, but it just turns out like a really good bird. So in Aransas, we were actually lucky enough to win, and I've told you, I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but Rini's chicken was so good it pissed me off because at that point I knew we were not going to hit anything in chicken because if his chicken was that good and ours wasn't even close, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we hit a third second first in order to take it overall.
Yeah.
But his chicken was just incredible. So, man, and the thing about Rini that's hilarious is that dude just will like not even cook for a long ass time.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere he'll come out of nowhere and just RGC the event. We're like, dude, what is going on? Like, he's just a really consistent cook. But, you know, again, to kind of just quickly close off that chapter of our 2023 competition season, it was great. We are blessed. We had a lot of help along the way. I gained your help along the way. I would say I maybe did, 4? Okay, I realistically think I did all the IBCAs mostly by myself. And then when we swapped to CBA, you stepped in and basically took it over with me the whole time. Because we did 4 IBCAs and that's it?
Yeah, I don't remember what the turning point was, but and I just have more fun.
Well, the turning point for sure, 100% was the KCBS when you actually woke up with me that morning.
Oh, but I was helping before then.
Yes, I know, but at that point, you started waking up with me early every single time.
Oh, no, I meant the turning point of me being heavily involved.
Yeah.
Because, the way it worked at first was, I got to wake up with the kids and we get out there when we can get out there, right? And we weren't, at that time, we weren't filming.
And we weren't going far at all.
So I guess that was kind of the turning point is when I started filming. Well, no, because I remember you put
Well, no, we were filming IBCAs for sure because we filmed our RGC and then we filmed the Rockport competition.
Yes, but when we first started this year, we weren't. We did a couple.
No,
filming,
we were not.
But I was helping because you said I need your help. I don't know if we need to get somebody else to film.
Yeah.
And we were kind of just nah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we were trying to hire somebody to film, but
I'm too stubborn.
Yeah, Sabrina's too stubborn. She won't let anybody else do it. If we ever blow up and become bigger, just know that no matter what, Sabrina is still going to shoot and edit the videos.
Yeah,
because she will not let anybody else do it. She's very particular. She won't even let me go back and redo it anymore. So there's been times when I've literally told her hey, let me help out. I'll do this. And we actually literally get into arguments because she will not let me.
Well, it's just hard if I've already started something and then it's you're trying to jump in. And
I've tried to make suggestions and it never works out because you always have.
Oh, no.
It's true. You know it's true. You will not let me edit. You will not let me edit anymore.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
You were editing podcasts, but then it's just you didn't have the time to do it, so I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, Sabrina does not let me film or edit. She does it all. Don't let her fool you. Don't let her fool you.
Well, when you can't film, you're on camera.
Yeah, true, but either way, it doesn't matter who edits. It doesn't matter who films. We're just putting out content, so that's the real thing. But I think it was definitely, man, I feel like it was around when we really started going hard at CBAs because then you finally traveled with me because we went out of town, remember?
Well, I just remember, what was it? Maybe... I don't remember, Orange Grove or I don't know, wherever Luke was. Which one did Luke?
That was Orange Grove.
That was Orange Grove. I remember, helping with the brisket and that was kind of where we figured out, okay, was Sinton before Orange Grove?
Yes.
Yeah, because I helped box that one too. But I remember Orange Grove specifically, that's when we had it down.
Yeah.
We had that process down and we knew, okay, this is what we have to do every single time.
Yeah, I definitely feel, because obviously I was boxing everything in the beginning alone. I definitely feel like our appearance scores have gone way up because you're handling the boxing, and I think that you should handle the boxing 100%. You're a lot more patient than I am putting it in the box, and I always get scared that I'm going to break the brisket slices anyway. Like I tell you probably 50 times, I'm like, be careful with that slice, it's too tender. Be careful with that slice, it's too tender. Be careful with that slice, it's tender. I'm like, I'm sure you know by now, but I can't not say it. But anyway, I mean, yeah, for you to get involved was huge, and it's been a lot of fun. I mean, because, I've said this from the get-go, it's something that we do together. Right. Whether it's stressful, whether we argue, we are doing something together as a husband and wife. We're doing this podcast together as a husband and wife. Like, yes, you work solo to like edit them and stuff, but at the same time, we're working together towards a goal. And we are a team that wants this thing to go. So we both understand what we have to do. We both understand our roles. Both of our roles are, in my opinion, extremely important to what we're trying to do. And we each have our specific skill set, and that's it. I mean, that's just the way it is. So we complement each other very well.
I think, and we've both become very passionate about
for
competing.
Sure. Yeah, we've both become very passionate about competing, and we are not going to lose that passion, even though we've already told you guys that we are going to slow down competing next year because we also have a major passion for our company, right. And we want to keep growing our company. And after all that, that's kind of what I wanted to lead into was the 2023 season is over, but we're moving into 2024 now. We've talked about the things that we want to do. I mean, do you have any realistic goals? I'm not talking about numbers, or it could be numbers. Do you have any realistic goals of what we achieve next year when it comes to our company, when it comes to competition, all that stuff? I mean, I talk pretty openly about what I want, but I'm curious to see what you want and where you want to take this in 2024.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my goals specifically are developing new seasonings, which we've got some things in the work, but, getting those things finalized.
Sure.
So, recipe development for seasonings. Also working on our website is huge. Putting out more recipes on our website. Just also trying not to forget about, the meat and bones of what we do, which is our products and YouTube.
Yeah.
Which the competition is really, really, really good for it. We love that aspect of it.
For sure.
I don't necessarily have any goals as far as competing. I just want to keep doing it. You know, the goal is always to win when you're out there competing. But I don't necessarily have anything specific in mind for that.
Yeah.
I think, the one thing I would say is to be in the top, what is it? 25?
25.
50? Yeah.
The top 25 gets the recognition.
Right.
In all the meets and overall.
Yeah. As far as competition would go, that'd be my only goal. But, I have a lot of goals for what we want to do with, our website, with our seasonings, with our brand. I think that's a really big part of what we're going to do this upcoming year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to putting out these new seasonings.
Yeah, for sure. And, we do have something that, I mean, it's like, what's today, Wednesday? Like tomorrow, we're going to go pick up a box. We're going to go pick up cases of something that we're working on. And we are going to try to find a way to get this new seasoning into a few of you guys' hands. So haven't really figured it out yet, but we're going to try and figure it out. So what I was kind of thinking was maybe a mail list of people that want to try the new one, and we'll do like a random drawing, send it out to maybe 10 lucky winners, ask them some feedback on the seasoning. What do they like? What do they not like? And just get feedback from our customers, from the people that are going to be using this seasoning. Now, this is something that we've used a lot, and it's something that we like a lot, and it's something that's helped us do well in the competition circuit a lot. But that doesn't necessarily mean that anyone's going to buy it. We need feedback from real people that are consumers. So again, we're trying to find a way that we can get this seasoning into a few of you guys' hands to test it out for us. Or not for us, but just give us some real feedback. Hey, I loved it. Hey, it's the greatest thing I can't wait to buy 1 million bottles. That'd be awesome. But we're expecting some good feedback from you guys, and that's something again that we're gonna have in our hands tomorrow. So exciting there. We have some other stuff that we really, really, really want to focus on seasonings wise. We have like a tier list, right, of ones that we really, really, really want to come out like ASAP. And then we have some that we want to work on, but those can be just a little bit later in the year, next year, or whatever. So yeah, just be on the lookout for those types of things from us. And I think it's going to be a great 2024. We, in my opinion, should at least have 2 new products coming out. Mm-hmm. And we are going to continue to try growing our team. By that, I don't mean adding employees. I mean like ambassadors and stuff like that out there that love our seasonings, promote our seasonings, and are wanting to help us grow just as much as we want to grow. We have a great team now, but we're always looking to expand it. So if you guys are ever interested, like I've told you guys before, send us an email. As far as goals for competition, I know I said I wanted to be top 10 or top 1, or I can't remember exactly what I said, but after thinking about it, my realistic goal is, number 1, to go out there and have fun. I know that sounds super cheesy, but I mean it. And number 2 is just stick with it and work hard, do the studying that I talk about, make sure we're on our game at all times, every single opportunity that we get. And man, whatever happens, happens. If we win every event, that's cool. If we don't, that's fine too. It's not going to be because of lack of effort, ever. We're going to go out there and try our best every single time. And another goal for me, and this is just something that I've been brewing in my own head, another goal for me for next year, because we've talked a lot about competition this episode, but something that is equally, if not more important, is content, is creating videos, which is something that we love, which is something that this is what we started doing. This is what we want to grow more than anything, is our channel. I think that I would like to schedule some vacations based off of filming videos, whether it be let's drive to New Mexico to film a cool video in the mountains, whatever. Or let's drive to Mississippi and do a whole hog with Mark Williams, whatever. Whatever it is, try and plan things that we can do vacation and we can do some content at the same exact time. Do a little bit more collaboration. Have we even done a collaboration on our channel? I don't think we've ever had anybody on the channel like that.
No.
So, I mean, we should do some collaborations with some people. Just reach out to people. If they don't want to be on the channel, that's fine. But we have to ask. We have to ask. And, yeah, I think we can get them on. At least somebody. Just try to do some collaborations. If you guys have any ideas of somebody that you'd want to see us collaborate with, by all means, let me know. We are not the best cooks in the world. There's people out there that can absolutely teach us a thing or 10 about barbecue. And we're here for it. We're here to learn. So I would love to do some traveling. I would love to do some collaborations. And I do want to focus really, really, really heavily on the channel, on the content, and just creating really, really good videos. Yeah. We've talked about hopefully maybe you taking some classes on learning like storytelling a little bit better, editing a little bit better, just a lot of different things. After Effects, Adobe, just so we'll try and continue to grow our knowledge and just continue to move forward. That's the biggest thing is, go forward, not backwards.
Right. Because we're self-taught.
Yeah,
when
everything
it comes
is
to
self-taught.
All of this.
So, literally, I was self-taught on editing, and then I told you everything I knew, which was like nothing. You took what I told you, and then you made it even better. Because, I would do very, very, very minimal when it came to editing. I would. I think the edits were good because the footage was good. So it was easy for me to make a good video. But I did very, very little cuts. I didn't really do transitions. I did love doing B-roll. That was something that I would say that I focused on. Like, I would spend 2 hours on B-roll, and the rest of it would take me like 20 minutes to put together. Mm-hmm. Right? So I would focus like super heavily on that sexy piece of meat. And that was just the way I did it. But I didn't go into it the way you do, like with transitions and putting graphics up and stuff. Like, I didn't really do that. So I learned everything on my own with YouTube. Then you took over. You learned Adobe Premiere Pro, and that's what we've been using since then. So, yeah, I mean, as you were saying, we're self-taught.
Right. So, I mean, anything we can do to grow our knowledge is big for us. I mean, because, I don't really know what every other YouTuber is out there doing. Or do they have, someone who has, taken classes, gone to school specifically to edit?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know, but we know that there's a lot of good content out there and a lot of good content that we compete against. So anything we can do to make the quality of our videos better is a win, and I mean, we just enjoy this too. So I enjoy learning about it, learning how to do new things.
Keeps the brain going, man.
Right.
It really does. Like today I was at work all day, and I truly was excited to come home, and I had some emails to send out, and I had some invoices to send off, and we were going to do this, and I was actually excited for it. One of the things I told myself today, because I get into this thing sometimes where I don't want to say it's like, I don't really want to say it's like victim state of mind, but I get in this state of mind where it's like, man, I don't want to do this day job. I want to do Gulf Coast Smoke. I want to do what I want to do. I want to do what I said that I wanted to do with my kids and my wife and my company, and I want this company to be worth this amount of money, and I want us to have this amount of money and do this and all that stuff. And a lot of the times I do unfortunately forget about what's right in front of me. I do have a good day job. I do. I mean, I have a great day job. And as I was walking up to the gates to get into my day job, I started praying, and I literally asked, I said, hey man, just give me the knowledge to completely really understand what's going on every day when I wake up, number one. And number two, the fact that I'm walking up to a great day job that people would do a lot for. Yes, I want this, right? But I have to focus on this. We were actually watching a movie the other day, and it was such a cheesy movie. It was the one where the guy was fixing the house, the Christmas movie.
Oh yeah.
But there was a moment in the movie when the lady, she had lost her husband, and she was sitting on her friend's lap, kinda like her head in her lap, and she literally told her, like, man, life isn't fair. That's why you have to steal time every single chance you get. You remember that?
Yeah.
And no lie, throughout that whole cheesy movie, that stuck with me because it's true. I do feel like it's true. We got to steal time. Like, I'm wasting time focusing on the negative things that are not even negative. They're not even negative. I have a great day job that I get to go to every day, and I woke up this morning. We're sitting in front of each other right now, that's amazing in its own. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more, but you got to stay present. And I'm not preaching at you. I'm just saying, like, for me, I got to stay present here. I got to understand what's going on. I have to accept, and I have to almost just embrace this life that I have in order to get to the next level. Because if I can't embrace what I have, why would he give me more? Why would he give me more if I can't embrace what's right in front of my face? Right? So that's my biggest goal moving into the next year. Embrace everything. Whether we get absolutely dumpstered on at a competition, embrace it. Because that's like my good friend Bill Purvis told me, every time you lose, you're one step closer to winning. Bill Purvis literally tells me that all the time. And that's so incredibly smart. It seems so simple, but it's so true. Every time you lose, you're one step closer to winning because you can't win every time, right? I can't wake up and snap my fingers and life is exactly what I want it to be because I haven't done what I need to do in order for life to be what I want it to be. And that's why we talk about leveling up in 2024. I do think we do a lot. We could do more. I think we can be more efficient. I can be more efficient. I can be more energetic. I can work on my health more to be more energetic for all of these things. It's like there's nothing good that comes out of, and I will say like this, I was just on vacation for a few days, and I feel like for me, did incredible because I'm used to staying up till 4 in the morning and waking up at 11. We didn't do that. We stayed up till 11:30 midnight, but we were still waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock every morning. And now, granted, we had stuff to do, but still, we didn't allow ourselves to fall into the deep end where, hey, we just kind of forget about all responsibilities and don't do anything. We did not put out a video because we were being lazy. We just had stuff going on, So you did a lot too. You did a lot. I mean, there was one night I tried to stay up with you and I just like crashed out on the couch, and then I woke up a couple times to you like doing stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, and I just crashed right back out. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay up.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. Well, that was Christmas Eve leading into Christmas.
Yeah.
So I was up with you probably until like 1:30, and then you were working on some stuff, and I went to the couch and I like laid down for a second. The next thing I know, I'm asleep. And then I woke up at like 3:30. You're still up. I woke up at like 4:45. You're still up. And then I woke up at like 6, and you were still up doing stuff the whole night. I was like, holy crap. And every time, like, all I could do was apologize for like not staying up. I was like dead tired. I couldn't, it was hard for me. Sometimes it's hard for me to catch up because like I do wake up really early for work. And then like I've been up, and then it's just hard for me to get back to that routine.
Yeah.
I really have to screw it up in order for it to like work. And that sounds horrible, but it's true. I almost have to screw it up that bad.
Oh yeah. I mean, just this past like week and a half, like I'm still like last night I actually, slept, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still like, I'm drained. I still need to catch up
for sure
on all the sleep I've missed. Like there's like 2 nights in a row where we just got like no sleep.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like the hard thing is like, we put a lot of work in, we put in extra hours.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're just passionate and we're hardworking.
Yeah.
And we understand that sometimes there's a time where you're going to have to put in those extra hours to get stuff done. I mean, I know that was Christmas and has nothing to do with our business, but we had another day where it was like that, right? And we've had many days this year where it was like that. But yeah, that's the hard part is feeling like you need to catch up on just sleep, getting your energy back. But we had a couple real nice days just watching TV. That was fun.
I will say that the last 2 days. Yeah, the last 2 days. So basically, Christmas afternoon. No, the day after Christmas, right?
I thought it was. We came home.
Was
and
it
watched.
Christmas afternoon? Oh yeah, because we watched like 4 Christmas movies.
Yeah.
So I will say this: I don't know what it is, man. I could watch cheesy movies all day. I love rom-coms. Love them. I love them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you probably remember I always used to make fun of my dad because he would watch them.
Yeah.
And
Hallmark movies. Yeah.
My dad would love Hallmark movies, man. And I'm like, Dad, seriously, man? Like, come on. And that's me now.
Yeah.
But I just don't watch them on Hallmark. I watch them on Netflix.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious because we watched 3 movies on Netflix and the same actor was in all 3. We're like, wait, is that? Yeah, that's him, man. What the heck? It's kind of like Hallmark, but
they're
just
like
for Netflix.
so bad that they're
so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. I don't care. And we're just like, it's funny because we're like talking crap the whole time. Yeah. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen. And then it happens. And I'm like, I told you I should be. Like, I was literally predicting the whole movie. Yeah. And I was like, I should be a movie director. I'm so good at this. Just having fun with my wife. But it's just, it was fun. We don't get to do that really.
Yeah.
At all anymore.
We've watched TV really
in forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
which now we're hooked on Reacher.
Yeah, Reacher's a great show, by the way. If you guys haven't watched Reacher, it's a great show. So
yeah.
The jacked up part about watching Reacher is we watched episode 1 of season 1, and then because my dad has our Prime account, I think he's watched it, right? He's watched like the whole thing. And I clicked resume. I was thinking it was going to go to episode 2 of season 1. But it went to episode 1 of season 2, and we were watching it, and we watched the episode all the way through, and I'm like,
this isn't lining up.
I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, we kept on talking back and forth. We're like, is this in the past, or
are they doing flashbacks?
is this flashbacks? And then there was a time at the bottom where it said like 9 years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, now it makes sense. Yeah. It's in the past. And then we just kept watching it. We're like, man, what is going on here? And then we finally ended it, and I was like, man, I don't really know what's going on in this show. And then we looked, so we've already watched all of season 1, and then episode 1 of season 2, and we just got to move on. We'll watch probably a couple tonight, if not just one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really nice to be able to have that time where we relaxed and chilled out on the couch and watched some Netflix. We watched a bunch of rom-com Christmas movies, a bunch, probably like 8.
Yeah.
A bunch, and they were all horrible, but they were all so amazing. It's just really cool to be able to have that time, you know. So it's kind of over now. Our son's walking in with a blanket.
Watch out for the cord. But I think that's it's kind of important to remember.
Oh yeah.
Whether you have your own business or you work at your day job, all those people out there who you're working hard, you're trying to work hard every day.
Yeah.
But don't forget to it's not being lazy. You got to put in some time to just relax, get your energy back. Sometimes you have to just do nothing.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and then
Yeah, I felt invigorated and I was ready to do this today. Like really excited just to do the podcast, So, it's been a great couple of days off, but now it's, like I said, it's time to just move on to 2024 and really focus on what we want to do, which is big things. And we hope you guys are going to join us on the ride and support and just continue to tell us what you guys want to see, because do not forget, while we do make content because we enjoy making content, we are here for you guys. We absolutely want to make sure you guys continue watching the channel, and we want to put out content you guys want to watch. So I'm going to focus, if not in a couple of weeks, I really want to make sure that we get a bunch of AP seasonings and we test which one's the best one. And that's because we've had people asking for us to go back to seasoning reviews for a while now, and we haven't done it. But I do want to kind of go backwards a little bit where we show some of these seasoning reviews and different brands that are not ours, because like we've said before, there's more than enough room at the dinner table for all of us to eat. We're not going to neglect another seasoning because we think it's going to show us up a little bit or whatever. If you guys like another seasoning better than ours, man, that's okay. I still think you're going to like ours too, for sure. There's a spot in your kitchen for our seasonings as well.
Yeah, I think even if it's not like a comparison, because sometimes I'm like, man, well, we should compare ours if we're going to do a comparison,
Yeah.
But I think even doing like a seasoning spotlight every once in a while on these different brands, because we've, since we've been competing, we've had a lot, we've tried a lot of different people's seasonings.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really good stuff out there.
For sure. No, for sure there is. There's a lot of great seasonings, and I definitely would not be opposed to talking about a lot of different of those seasonings. So we'll figure out a way to incorporate seasonings back into the channel, because that's one thing that we really do want to focus on, remembering that a lot of you guys loved that stuff, and we want to continue doing stuff that you guys like. So, moving forward, we're going to stick with the same partners that we had in 2023. We're sticking with Weber. I don't even know if you knew this because I handle all this stuff, but we officially were obviously re-invited back to continue on with Weber. They sent us that, they send me, and this is the part that stinks about it. They send me gear. They never send it to you, but it's just, I don't think that you care about those things really. You might a little bit, but I've
got a couple hoodies from Prairie Fresh, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy those.
Yeah. And, it's just the way that it is. People see me and they think that I'm the face of it, and that's completely fine. But we're sticking with Weber. We're sticking with B&B, and we're sticking with How to Barbecue Right. So moving forward, we're going to have the same partners. Maybe we'll add some more. Don't know. But we're extremely happy with our partners. And we're extremely happy with the fact that they want to continue forward with us as well. Because it's a two-way street, right? Of course, we want to stick with them. You want to say something? What do you want to say?
About the competition.
About the competition? Which one?
By winning.
About winning?
Yeah.
Which one?
Seasonings.
The seasonings?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
The black one.
What's it called?
What were you calling it earlier at the dinner table? When it was open, what were you calling it?
Hospitality.
Hospitality. No, the black one is that based. You know that.
You were saying that basey. How'd you get here? Yeah, you
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I say yeah, but then I make him say yes.
Hey, what's your plans for 2024 for next year?
What are you gonna do next year, buddy?
You gotta talk in here?
Talking to the mic.
I'm going to clean up.
You're gonna clean up.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's all you got planned for next year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You gotta start saying yes, buddy.
Okay.
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 Yeah, no, I mean it's not about partnerships for us, right? But I did just want to say that we are keeping the same 3 moving forward, and it's just a blessing. So thank you to those guys. Thank you to you guys for giving us a platform that allows us to get these types of partnerships. We're absolutely blessed for somebody that I can honestly say we used B&B Charcoal before they reached out to us. We used Weber before they reached out to us.
Yeah.
And we were gigantic fans of Malcolm Reed and How to Barbecue Right before they reached out to us. That being said, I was thinking about this the other day, and I talked to Kevin on the phone about this. You heard the conversation. So on the So Smokin' Gooder show, shout out Rob, they do a segment where you have to name your barbecue Mount Rushmore. And I was thinking about it. And I was like, man, if I ever went on the So Smokin' Gooder show, who would I say? And a lot of you guys will probably hate my list because I'm so new to competition barbecue that I don't really know that many people. So right now in the game of barbecue, the people that are dominating, that's who kind of is on my Mount Rushmore, right? Because that's who I know is just changing the game. So I actually talked to Phil Breeden. We were talking about, and he didn't necessarily say that what his list was, but he mentioned Ernest Cervantes, who's the owner or co-owner of Burnt Bean Co. And he was like, dude, when Ernest was competing, he was destroying everybody. Like, he's a legend. I'm not saying he's not a legend because we've been to his restaurant. We love it. The first time we ate at his restaurant, I literally got up out of my seat. I walked over to Ernest and I told him, this is some of the best barbecue I've ever had. Amazing job. And he just looked at me and he was like, man, thanks so much, bro. Thanks so much. And I think that he is a legend. I just don't necessarily know him as a competition legend because I wasn't in the game at that point. So for me, my Mount Rushmore, and this is, I know for a fact I'm going to get some junk on it if anybody even listens and cares. So obviously the Mount Rushmore is 4, right? I have to put Malcolm Reed on the Mount Rushmore on the Mount Rushmore for me. I have to put Malcolm Reed there because I would not be here today if it was not for Malcolm Reed. My opinion, he's a pioneer, the GOAT of barbecue YouTube. There might be some people that have surpassed him or will surpass him. There's nobody that's going to do what Malcolm Reed did, in my opinion. He changed the game for everybody to create barbecue content. That's my opinion. And I have to also put Bill Purvis in there. And the reason I put Bill Purvis in there, Chicken Fried Barbecue, is because this guy can go to any sanctioning body and win. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. Last year he won 7, auto to the jack. And besides that, he's a great social media guy. He does great on social media. He understands it really well, which I really, really appreciate and I respect. And also, the thing about Bill is he's a great ambassador for barbecue. People come up to his trailer, man. He'll talk to them. He'll chit-chat with them. He shows people a lot of stuff, and he's just absolutely amazing for the sport of barbecue. In my honest opinion, he's one of the most influential in Texas barbecue right now, in Texas competition barbecue. So I'm throwing Bill Purvis on there as well. And this next one, most of you guys probably don't know him, and I know I'm going to get a lot of crap from a lot of people because a lot of these guys give me heck for being such good friends with Rini and really liking Rini. But I put Rini Gonzalez on there. Gonzalez Family Barbecue. For me, this is somebody that when I first started, man, nobody even talked to us. Nobody. Literally. We had no friends on the barbecue circuit. We would go out there alone. We would be in our own little corner. Rini talked to me. Rini helped me. Anytime I had questions about barbecue, he was there. So last year when we did the Ingleside competition, that was the only competition we did all year. We did one competition. So we just went and we tried to, you know what I mean? Go have fun. One of our friends was putting on a competition. Cool. Rini parked right next to us, tasted all the food, gave me a lot of advice. And whenever I told him, hey, I really want to compete this year, you got any tips? He was just super open with me. He helped me with recipe development, didn't just openly give me recipes, but helped me with recipe development. And he said, hey, do you remember your ribs over here? They were lacking A, B, and C. Try this, try that, try this. You need to go more tender. You need to go less tender. Your brisket needs sauce, this and this. And Rini helped me so much when it came to competition barbecue. So I'm going to get hate on that one. Again, that's even if people are listening. I'm going to get hate on that one, but I put Rini Gonzalez on my Mount Rushmore, and he will stay there forever. He will not ever be knocked off for me, because out of everybody, I can honestly say Rini's helped me the most. Mm-hmm. And that's just genuinely coming from a guy who befriended me and wanted to help me. So that's someone that'll never pop off of that list for me. And neither will Malcolm. So really the other two spots are the only ones that can change. But right now, it's Malcolm, it's Bill, it's Rini, and the fourth one is super tough because there are a lot of people that are dominating in the sport right now. There's Getting Basted, KCBS. I don't know exactly where he lives, but he dominates. Joe Pierce still dominates. Phil Breeden, LC Barbecue, still dominates. You got Mark Williams, who's helped me a lot. We've got Kevin Hernandez, My Pits Are Burning, who had an incredible year. So I don't really know how to put somebody on there, but my instinct tells me to lean kind of towards, and see, even right now, I don't know exactly what I'm going to say, but my instinct kind of leans me towards Kevin with My Pits Are Burning. And the reason I say that is because he's been another guy that, like, I mean, how many times have you heard me on the phone with Kevin for like an hour, sometimes even 2 hours, talking about barbecue, giving me his time, being super respectful, and like helping me, hearing me out. I'll hear him out. And Kevin is not the type of guy to give you recipes either. He's not just going to say, hey, try A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But he more talks about barbecue in a way that makes you think about it. He makes you level up your own game by, instead of just giving you information like this is my recipe, he gives you ideas that you can learn off of. Mm-hmm. So that fourth one's really hard for me. I think that can kind of change. But I know if I ever went on the So Smoking Good show, I would get roasted for that list. But I think that when it boils down to it, I have my reasons and I'll stick to it. Malcolm Reed is the only reason we're sitting here right now, literally. Bill is, to me, on another planet. Kevin and Rini have helped me so much. It's been insane. And then it's hard to leave Mark Williams off of there because he's one of those guys I've talked to on the phone a lot too. It's hard to leave LC Barbecue off of there because Phil's helped me a lot too, and he's dominating too. So it's really tough, but that would be mine. And, I don't know. It's a crazy list. I understand, but man, I feel like my reasons are very, very strong for having those guys on my list. To me, I've always been like this. People that create relationships with me and that I build something with, man, that's just like everlasting, Yeah, I'm real personable.
Right. I think that's been like the coolest thing that we've discovered this year. Yeah. Is or on my end, I think it's really, really cool to see, the relationships that you've built with people. Like kind of like you said, like these phone calls. I mean, shoot, you get multiple a day from these guys, and it's really cool to me. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, I'll talk to him on speakerphone, like walking around the house, and you hear a lot of our conversations. It is 99.9% barbecue.
Yeah.
Or social media, or how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? The cool thing is there's a lot of people out there that want to do the same exact thing. Not like social media wise or anything, but like we all want to do the same things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I've talked to Kevin so many times and Bill so many times about like, hey, we all have products, right? We each individually have products. It's okay to use each other's as long as we like them, you know?
Yeah.
But in the beginning of the year, I was dead set on like, I'll never use anybody else's stuff. But like, man, it's not going to hurt me to throw Bill's into a recipe or Kevin's into a recipe or Phil's into a recipe, because it's like, let's level up Texas barbecue together.
Yeah, for sure.
We're it's like a fraternity almost, right? Like not really, but kind of.
Mm-hmm.
We're a fraternity of people that all have like-minded interests. Why would we not all want each other to succeed? There's not one person that I've met on the barbecue scene, not one, that I do not like. Literally, there's not one person. Now, there's been some people I'm sure that I just haven't met, that I've never talked to. I don't know who they are, but I've never met one person and think like, oh, I don't like that guy. Right. Because we all are there for the same reason. We want to have fun. We want to cook barbecue. That's it. So the camaraderie is amazing. Mm-hmm. Like when we won our first JC ever, like how happy were those people? If they weren't genuinely happy for us, they are great actors. Right. Because it felt like they were genuinely excited for us. Genuinely. Like even Willie, I think that was like one of the first times I had ever really talked to Willie. And even him, he was like super excited for us. You know? Stacy, same thing. I mean, Eric was there, same thing. Trent was there, same thing. Bill was amped for us. Yeah. Yeah, like really, Bill was amped for us. Before that event even started, before we even started cooking, he's like, man, you could win this one, bro. He's like, you've been cooking good, you could win this one. And then we ended up doing it, and the camaraderie is amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look back on Wharton, our first CBA. Yeah. And like Willie was the promoter there, right? And you see all these people getting called, and like you start to notice like, hey, these guys all know each other. Yeah. Like they're all happy for each other, you know?
And we're literally sitting there in a corner by ourselves. Yeah. Like literally. We knew nobody.
Yeah, because we didn't really understand the whole idea of the camaraderie, right? Like why is it that important? Like is it really that much of this whole thing? And then, you know, we compete and we meet people and you realize that that's a really, really big part of it. It makes it really, really exciting to go out there. Yeah. And see all these other people and hang out with them and bounce ideas off of them and get, you know, try their food. And then, you know, if you're not winning, you want to see them win.
For sure. Everybody that's out there wants to win. I promise you that. But if they're not going to win and they know it, they want their friend to win. I have never thought, oh man, I don't want XYZ to win. Never. Mm-hmm. If I'm not going to be the one, hey, I hope Bill wins. If it's like me and Bill there, or whoever, like, oh, Bill got 3 calls. Like, I mean, there's been so many times when we're not getting calls and Bill got calls. Like, hopefully Bill gets it. Like, we talk about it just amongst us. Or, hey, Kevin, I think Kevin's got it. Or, you know, just whatever.
Well, and there's always like, you know, multiple competitions a weekend. Yeah. And like, if they're at, you know, this other one, and then after everything's over, you're getting calls or you're calling people and say, oh, you did good at this one, or you did that.
Yeah, it's a great thing that we fell into this past year. Yeah. And like I said, we're going to keep it rolling into 2024. And like I said, the content is something that we want to step up. The competition, we want to scale down. Mm-hmm. Even though I know we've been talking about the competition a lot this episode and how much we love it, because we do. The excitement's there. I hope you can feel it. I hope you can hear it in my voice. We love it. But we know what we've got to do in order to make this company grow.
Yeah, because this year competition went way up.
And our content went down. And we know it. And we know it did. We stopped doing shorts. We spent a lot of time, you know, traveling to go pick up meats all the time. That takes a lot of time.
Well, our content didn't go down, but certain aspects of it did. Like what our content was about, you know, was scaled back. Is a lot of competition and not enough of, you know, the recipes, the things that people, I mean, shoot, We got a lot of
everyday people.
Right. We got a lot of subscribers just off of TikTok tacos. You know, we have people who want to see stuff like that.
For sure.
And so we have to, as business owners, we have to remember that, you know, we have people that are here for competition, and we have people who are here just as everyday cooks.
Yeah, no doubt. You know? So we have to hit both markets, and we got to make sure that we keep them both happy. We don't want to lose anybody. So I think that we're going to do a good job moving forward of it for sure. And like I said, be on the lookout for emails and text messages and stuff like that from us, so we can just make sure to stay on top of everything. And it's going to be tough for sure, but we're up for the task. And like I was saying earlier, I'm going to try and embrace every single day with happiness. And whatever is going to happen with this company is going to happen. While we do control a lot of it, our destiny is planned for us. So we're going to work our butts off. And we truly, from the bottom of our heart and souls, believe that this is what we're supposed to do. And we believe this is what we're going to do. But all we can do is work hard, try and make the right moves, and that's it.
Yeah, and I mean, this past year, it feels like it's gone by so fast. And so, you know, a year really does go by fast. Don't wait for, I'm waiting for this moment for things to go right.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this moment for things to hit. Now, you have to work now. You know, whatever it is that you're out there and you're trying to do or you want to do, you got to work on it right now.
Yeah. One of the things that we talked about the other day, and I do want to hear what the people that actually listen to our channel have to think. We talked about starting to make some content about like how to start a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious if any of you guys would be interested in that. I'm curious if any of you guys would, just be interested in it.
How to edit. Camera information.
Yeah, camera information. And the thing is, you have to understand, we're still very, very novice about this. Like, we do not have all the information. But we've gained a lot of knowledge over the years. And we want to help people that want YouTube channels. If you guys want a YouTube channel, again, there's nothing wrong with that. We don't want you to feel like, oh, you better not start one because I have one. Like, it's the internet, man. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't care. If there's any information that you guys could get from us that you think would be helpful to starting your own channel, whether it be cooking or woodwork or collecting Pokemon cards or doing food reviews or whatever, is there a market out there where you guys would want to see, like, how to start a YouTube channel, how to start a podcast, stuff like that? We can show you what we use. Not that it's right, not that it's wrong, but we can show you what we use. Mm-hmm. And we can do stuff like that. So that's another type of content that we can look into if you guys are interested in hearing and learning about it. So I know that we have talked about like all things everything, right? And we've really not done all things everything. We've done all things barbecue. I think that we really do want to change that next year, right? We want you guys to like really, really know who we are. And that's the beautiful part about having a podcast, is that we get to show you guys who we are. Like, it's funny, the other day we had the competition on our property, and Kevin on the phone, you heard him tell me, he was like, dude, that was hilarious. Like, it was you, and then it was YouTube you.
Yeah.
And he was like, I had no idea that there was like such a difference, because even you, I'm sure you see it, right? So I talk like this, and this is how I actually talk. Like, this is my actual persona. But when I'm talking for YouTube, today we're going to make it just changes. Like, I can do it now really, really easily. Like, yeah. But this is, so like, for example, at the competition, like I was telling everybody, I was like, all right, guys, we're going to do awards. So we're going to try and do songs. If that doesn't work out, you know, it is what it is, whatever. And it was like, and first place for chicken is Meat Locker Misfits. And I was doing stuff like that. And Kevin was like, bro, it was blowing my mind. But to me, it's like, that's just what I do now. It's not YouTube me versus real me. It is me. Yeah. That's like who I am now. I am a YouTuber. I used to say it as a joke, like almost as a diss to myself, but no, that's who I am. I'm embracing it. I can turn it off and on. That's just how I do it. Right. So, you know, you can be one to say for sure, there's been days when nothing's going my way, but I can still turn on the YouTube Alonzo. It just is what it is. It's what I do.
Yeah.
It's like it's becoming a profession. It's something that I have to take pride in, and I do now. So it's the podcast is a great way for us to really open up to how we really are as people. So that's why I get to talk like this. This is my real voice, not my Meat Locker Misfits voice. You know, it's just, this is just my voice. And we do want to talk to you guys about like the YouTube channel, how we started it, where we struggled, what we think can help you jumpstart it, stuff like that. I mean, and again, this is not all information that is just going to skyrocket you to the next level. I can tell you right now, the way you're going to grow is by posting all the time. Content that sucks, content that's good, any type of content, post it. You're going to get better over time. We still have a long way to go. A long way to go. Like even some of our recent videos, which people message me, oh my gosh, that was such a banger. I can find so many issues in it. One of the ones that I tell you all the time is like, I'll be talking, for example, what was it, the brisket video? Yeah. All right, guys, now we're going to go ahead and let this rest for around 3 hours, and then it's time to slice. That's what I say. And then I don't remember what I said prior. And then I started off with, all right, guys, we let that brisket rest for 3 hours. Now it's time to slice.
Right.
I don't have to repeat myself like that. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't feel naturally flowing when you have to cut it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So because of the tones, because of the way that we're talking, it just doesn't feel natural. So instead of doing it like that, I can say, all right, guys, and we're going to let this brisket rest for 3 hours, and then it's time to slice. And then the next shot can be me actually slicing. Oh, look at how this is slicing right through that brisket. Feels like butter, so much juice, so tender. That would be better. And I know that. And it's, again, I can do better too, right? Take notes. This is the last thing that we said on camera. So move on to the next thing. Make the video flow just a little bit better. Keep that audience retention. Grab their attention right off the bat. There's so many things to it that we are not perfect at. Sometimes I don't even think we're good at it. But again, this is a real YouTube channel from a real family that just has big dreams. That's it. That's literally it. And man, I'm not saying that I should be motivating you or you should be motivating them, but like if this doesn't make you feel something, man, come on. Like just, it doesn't matter if it's YouTube, it doesn't matter if it's anything, man, dude. If you guys want to do something, bro, go do it. Like seriously, it amps me up. I get chills thinking about it. Seriously, I get chills. Like you can look at my, I don't think you can see it in the camera. I get chills because it's like, dude, we all have such a huge opportunity in front of us to do whatever we want in life. Everything that I have right now in my life is like a stepping stone in order to get to where I want to get. That's why I need to learn to love my job because it's a way to get there. You know? Mm-hmm. It is a part of the process in order for us to reach where we want to go. And we're going to do it. And we believe with everything in us that we're going to do it. And man, it just like amps me up. Yeah. Like, I don't know what it is about today where I was walking in, probably because I was off for, 6 days and didn't want to go back to work and my day job, whatever. Get over it, man. We all have to do stuff we don't want to do in life. When we go full-time Gulf Coast smoke, we're going to have a lot of things that we have to do that we don't want to do. There might be a time where we got to fire somebody. You think we want to do that? That's just life. It is what it is. We all have an opportunity to do something great. Let's go do it together. Me and you listening, you watching, whoever. It's just time, man. It's just time. And it's crazy because there's a lot of people in my life, maybe yours too, that tell me, man, you guys do so much. Y'all work so hard, like this and that. You're always doing something for your company. You guys are so busy. Yeah, sure we are. But I'm telling you, there's more to do and we can do it without neglecting our kids, without neglecting you and I. I mean, our relationship, in my opinion, is getting better and better and better while doing this. I really do think so. So it's like, we're not lacking anywhere in life. It's not like, oh man, I think we're on the brink of divorce and the kids are unhappy with us. Like, dude, no. Everything is good for us, man. And we're grateful. I thank God every single day. This is just this life, whether I want to be petty about something stupid like, oh, I got to go to my day job at 5:30 in the morning. Man, embrace it. I'm up earlier. I can think more and longer about what I want to do with the rest of my life. Steal every second of time that you can, right? Just like that lady said in the video. And I think that that's a great way to look at it. So, I'm just a rambler, man. But when I get amped, I get amped. You know, when I get amped, I get amped. I just talk, and I do not shut up. And it's, you know, I'm not even going to say I'm sorry, because like I said a little bit ago, this is who I am. This is what I want to let you guys in on. Like, this is truly the way I feel. This amps me up so much. Like, you have no idea. I believe that we're going to do this. I know we're going to do this. And I know that whoever's listening, you're going to do something great too. And if you want to do something great at your day job, that's amazing. There's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with us wanting to do something different than a day job. You know, we're willing to do whatever it takes to make this work, and we're going to prove that to every single one of you in 2024. We're going to do whatever it takes to make this work. And yeah, you haven't seen anything from us yet. I promise you that. You have not seen anything from us yet. It's about to get way bigger. It's about to get way better. I'm about to get better. You're about to get better. Shoot. It's game over, I'm telling you. Just like Bill's brine. Game over. Oh, speaking of which, shout out Bill. New product. Game Over is now in stores at a lot of the local barbecue stores. See how I just went like from super serious to talking about Bill? I don't know. I'm everywhere. Shout out to Bill. Game Over brine. Now in stores. Go get you some. It is absolutely fire. But back to what I was saying. 2024, it's game over. We're gonna level up times a million. And so are you. If you're listening to this, you're gonna level up times a million as well. So let's do it together. Let's hold each other accountable. And man, I mean, what else? What were we supposed to talk about this episode? Because I just rambled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
2024.
Yeah? Yeah, I rambled a lot.
Don't wait for 2024 to start working on your dreams. Start now.
Yeah, no, I mean, for sure. But by the time this comes out, like, there's 2 days to 2024, so that's why I'm saying that. But no, I mean, for me, like, I already felt like I changed a routine today in my life. So, like, I'm going to put it out there because that's just, you know, if you guys want to call me out for not doing it right, whatever. So I told myself I was going to start intermittent fasting today, trying to help myself lose some weight. So I had black coffee and water all the way up until 12:30 when I finally ate, and we stopped eating at 7 o'clock. That's when I don't know if you saw me, I was like looking at the time so I could finish my meal. I'm only going to have water. I'm going to try and go 16-8 for a few weeks until I really get into it. And right now I'm not really limiting myself on what types of food I'm eating, but like I ate rice and meat for lunch, and we ate the same thing for dinner. So I'm going to stick to that for a little bit. I'm going to try and lose weight. I'm going to try and get some mental strength by losing weight, feeling better, looking better, feeling more confident, and all types of stuff. So like I said, I started today, right? And that was I had no plan to do that. But I woke up, I was having my little pity party walking up to the office, and I snapped myself out of it and said, no, bullshit. You're not going to do this. You're going to go and you're going to appreciate every single step you're taking forward, and you're not going to look back. You're not going to wish you had this or wish you had that. Change everything right now. You want it? Go get it. No one's going to give it to you, brother. Go get it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get everything that I want in 2024, and you're going to be right by my side. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Next week, we are going to have the champion of the Gulf Coast Smoke 2023 Invitational Competition. He's going to be with us in studio. I already got the confirmation earlier. He'll be here. I think we're going to film it either Tuesday or Wednesday. But it's going to be kind of a little bit of a weird episode because Sabrina will probably be sitting here for just a few minutes while we do intro. And then you'll get out of the shot, or maybe you'll come to this side. How do you think?
I'll probably, so our desk right there, I'll probably set up the third mic and stuff, and the camera won't necessarily be on me.
Yeah, but you can ask questions and stuff.
Right. So
Okay.
I'll be there. I'll be in the conversation. You just might not be able to.
Well, that might be
see me.
hard because everything is right here. I don't know if it's going to reach over here. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we are going to have him in studio, so he's going to be sitting where Sabrina is sitting. And then, of course, I'm going to be here. We're going to talk about the competition. And that's basically going to be the focus of the next episode. The competition and exactly how that went. And then we'll have some extra questions to ask him because he has competed in multiple of our competitions. But we are going to gear the whole episode around competition barbecue when it comes to our competition because our competition is a little bit different. And, we appreciate him being on, but he'll be on the next episode. So, was there anything else you wanted to say? I know I talked everybody's ear off this episode, and I probably talked your ear off too.
No, that's good. No, I mean, let us know your New Year's resolutions.
New Year's resolutions
below.
Yeah, but like Sabrina said, and I love that you said that. Don't start January 1. Start right now. Get a head start. If you want to lose weight, start it. If you want to get stronger, start it. Let's keep each other accountable. If you guys want to figure out a way that we can have, like, even if we're posting in our Facebook group or something, like if you guys want to figure out a way we can hold each other accountable, let's do it. So we are still going to make stuff on our channel, and I'm still going to take a bite of it and stuff like that. Like, I can't not do that. But like I said, I started fasting today. I didn't have any soda today, which that's actually big for me. I love Coke Zero. Like, it's just so good for you, right? So I like Coke Zero. I did not have a Coke Zero today. I had black coffee only with no creamer, no Splenda. And you know that's not normal, but I think it's a mental thing, right? Get past it. Do the things you don't want to do in order to have the life you want to have. I always tell you, I want to lose weight. I want to feel better. I want to do this. Time to go do it, brother. And if you don't, there's nobody else to blame but you. Don't anybody feel bad for me if I'm overweight or if somebody in the comments is calling me big. Don't feel bad for me. I did it to myself. So it's time to change it. Like I said earlier, 2024 is our year. It's your year. It's my year. It's Sabrina's year. It's the kids' year. Everybody's going to have a badass year. And I just know it deep down. But it's going to take us working hard. It's not just going to be handed to you. So if you want something, let's go get it together. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me. Mostly me this episode. Sorry about that. I just feel amped today. Feel really amped today. And yeah, I just feel really amped today.
No, that's good because I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, you carried me this episode.
Nah, it's all right. Not trying to carry anybody. I just feel it today. I just feel really good. I feel blessed, and I know that this is going to work out.
Yeah, when you're thankful for God's blessings every day.
Every day.
You don't focus on the negative.
Yeah, there's definitely lots that we can complain about, but why? I mean, always forward, never backwards. Even if you stumble a little bit, get back up. Not only with your own strength, with the strength of God and the people around you that love you. This is going to be a good year. I just know it. All right. I've already tried to do this outro like 4 times. 4 times. 4 times. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Continue to let us know how you like the podcast.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Please be safe. Please do not drink and drive. Please do not drink and drive. We love you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.